It is cold outside. The cold is back and you may or may not be happy about that. On the one hand, in terms of styling, you can do a lot more, you can do a bit of layering, but your feet will be getting a bit cold. Those mesh sneakers, those mesh runners you were wearing all summer, well, they don't really work so well this time of the year. Well, in this video, I'm here to tell you that just because it's cold outside doesn't mean you have to put your sneakers away, because I'm going to be giving you the 10 best sneakers for winter that you can buy right now. First of all, we have to discuss what exactly makes a good winter sneaker. Are there some things to look out for? Well, yes. First of all, the materials. You don't want to be wearing materials that don't work so well in wet and cold conditions. Suede, for example, water is pretty much kryptonite for suede. And of course, those mesh sneakers are not recommended because when that cold breeze passes by, you will definitely be feeling it in your toes. What does work for winter, however, are shoes made out of leather. It's much more durable than suede or nubuck. And of course, you got water repellent fabrics such as Gore-Tex. Not only does that keep out the water, but it's also quite breathable. So let's get into the list. Let's start off with a very simple sneaker that I know most of you have heard of, and that is the Air Force One, which is surprisingly a shoe that works really well in the winter time. It's got that leather upper, but what really makes the shoe great for winter is just how thick the midsole is. And it does have a much thicker midsole than some other classic models like the Nike Dunks or the Adidas Samba. This thicker midsole does give you a bit of insulation from the cold ground underneath. You could just go with the classic Air Force Ones, but the model I have right here is the Air Force One Gore-Tex, which is also water repellent, and the leather used on this pair is actually much nicer. It's much more premium. It comes in this very tough black and military green colorway. Not only is it going to work great for winter, it's also an Air Force One, so it's a very easy shoe to wear with most outfits. And if you've never worn a pair of these before, these do fit quite big, so I would suggest going half a size down from your true Nike size. I'm typically a US 11 in most Air Max sneakers or the Nike Dunk and the Vomero 5s, but when it comes to the Air Force Ones, I always go half a size down to a 10.5. For a bit more protection as well, you could even get the mid-top version, which will give you some ankle protection and keep you extra warm. The next sneaker on the list is one of the newest models from Nike and honestly one of the most exciting. This is the Nike Zoom Vomero Roam. Who said that winterized sneakers can't be comfortable? You've heard me say before that the Zoom Vomero 5 is the most comfortable Nike sneaker around, and this winterized version of the shoe gives you that comfort all year long while also being made out of some much more durable materials. First of all, you have this very thick rubber mudguard that surrounds the entire shoe, and usually these sneakers are made out of mesh, but this one here is made out of a ripstop nylon. Additionally, instead of getting those regular laces, you have these hiking style laces on the shoe which have a pull tab so you can easily slide your feet in and out. And have a look at this upgraded outsole. So you're getting this very thick rubberized outsole here, much different than your regular Vomero 5s, and that is made to give you that solid grip throughout the winter season. Yeah, these are awesome. Nike did a great job coming up with a winterized version of its most popular shoe right now. As far as sizing goes, so I did get this in my true size, and they do fit just a tiny bit snug, so I would say if you have wide feet, go up half a size. If you have more narrow feet, I think you can easily fit in your true size in these. But wide footers might find the midfoot area especially to be a bit tight. They're definitely a bit tighter for me compared to a regular Vomero 5. I would suggest, of course, trying them on in store to find out what your perfect size is. A couple of more Nike shoes to get into. How about the Nike ACG Mountainfly Low 2? If you haven't heard of the ACG line before, it stands for All Conditions Gear, so you can already tell this shoe is going to get you through those tougher seasons. It's a pretty sleek looking shoe, but what's really notable about it is just that big heavy duty outsole, which is made out of a very thick rubber. If you're planning to do some hiking, if you're going to be walking on some pretty uneven surfaces, these are definitely a good option. For sizing, go true to size in these. You can get lots of different colorways as well from the Nike store currently. And another more recent pickup of mine is definitely one of my favorite Nike releases this year. How about the Air Max Sunder, which recently released in the Gore-Tex version. And I think this is just one of the best looking Nike retros recently. It's a very nice looking shoe on feet. Also, as a bonus, these shoes don't have laces, so they're just really easy to put on. You just simply slide your feet in there and zip them up. The regular version of the Sunders do have laces, but these Gore-Tex versions don't, so that's great. They're also a really comfortable feeling pair of shoes, and I think in this black and both the red colorway they look great. They're also supposed to be a purple colorway that will be dropping soon, also in a Gore-Tex version. They do fit quite snug snug though, so definitely even if you have normal feet, I would suggest going up half a size from your true size. I got this in an 11.5 and they fit me perfectly. Another one of my absolute favorite sneakers to wear in the winter is the Salomon XT6. And not just anyone, of course I'm talking about the Gore-Tex versions. That's the one I have in my hand right here, and it's easily my most worn sneaker in the winter time. But that's mainly not because it's comfortable. Like, to be honest, it's not the most comfy sneaker. There's really no cushioning on it whatsoever. I just personally really like the look of them. This colorway that I have actually released last year, but this year we have several other Gore-Tex, very nice Gore-Tex looking colorways, including a collaboration with sneakers and stuff. These shoes strictly used to be called hiking shoes before. You'd never see people wear this with, you know, a regular outfit, but that's definitely changed. Salomon sneakers have easily entered the mainstream now. If you are planning on getting these do fit quite tight, so I would suggest going up half a size. That's what I've done here. I wear these in an 11.5. You could already tell probably just by looking at the shoe, it is quite narrow. So yeah, going up half is highly recommended. Moving on to the next shoe on this list. Now this one might just be the most interesting pair, and it's also my most recent pickup, and I haven't stopped wearing them. This is the Hoka Ora Primo. Yeah, that is a long name, but these are fire. Think of this as like a winter slipper. It's almost like wearing a puffer jacket on your feet. It is a very warm shoe and it's super insulated, as you can tell. You got a lot of insulation there on the upper. It is definitely a bit strange looking, like these weird laces here don't seem to have any functional use. They're just there. Not only is the shoe very warm, it's also very comfortable. The midsole here is super cushiony. It feels like you're wearing Adidas Boost or something on your feet. It's just very, very soft feeling, which is pretty much why I've been wearing them non-stop. I do have one big complaint about the shoe, however, and that is this hole here where you slide your feet in. It is way too small, so you do have to like really pull very hard to get your feet in there. If you were to get the shoe in your true size, you might just break your fingers trying to get your feet into these. Going a half size up was the only way I was actually able to slide my feet in there. So that's my suggestion, going up half a size. But trust me, this is probably not a shoe you've heard of too much, but you want to try. Super warm, super comfy, and also the retail price. The retail price is very attractive on these. I believe they only go for 120. And this is actually not the only Hoka shoe on this list. Also have a look at the Hoka Tor Summit Low, which, okay, this is just my opinion, but I think that's actually one of the nicest looking sneakers from the brand. You got this very nice durable tumbled leather upper, and then have a look at that very thick rubber mudguard protecting you from all of the elements. You also get these metal eyelets as well, and you have the hiking style laces, and it is a very, very chunky midsole, but it's still quite a soft midsole, so it's just a super comfortable shoe overall. You can get them in several different colorways as well, and I don't think I've seen a bad looking colorway on this model. And the outsole on this one is a super durable Vibram outsole. You know how expensive these Vibram outsoles can be? Well, this shoe comes with one. For sizing on these do fit me best at my true size. Got them in a US 11 and they fit me perfectly. They are a bit more on the pricey side, however, they do retail for over $200. But the materials and the overall build quality, in my opinion, make it worth the price. If you have any questions about any of these shoes, of course, do leave some comments. I will try to answer all of them. We have 3 more to go, and they're from 3 different brands. We'll first start off with Asics and have a look at the Asics Gel Terrain. Now this is specifically a hiking runner, and it comes in both a regular version, and of course, as usual, you also get a Gore-Tex version protecting you from the wet weather. And what makes these shoes different than your typical gel series of sneakers from Asics is that these do have a quick release lacing system, not regular laces, and the upper is not made of your usual mesh. Instead, it's made out of a ripstop nylon, which is just way more durable. For sizing on these, I would suggest going with your true size. Unless you have very wide feet, go up half a size in these, because Asics can sometimes feel a bit narrow. Next, I'm actually going to mention 2 sneakers from this brand because they're quite similar, but I'm only going to count them as one, and that is the New Balance 2002R and the 1906R, both in this Cordura finish. And Cordura, now this is the material that they even use to make army uniforms. It is a very durable material that doesn't rip. And if you didn't already know, these are some of the most comfy shoes that New Balance offers. And by the way, the New Balance 2002R also comes in a Gore-Tex version if that's something you're looking for. In both these sneakers, I fit perfectly at true to size. However, some people have said that these sneakers do fit quite big on them, so they go down half a size. I fit true to size in basically every New Balance sneaker, including everything from the 900 series. So I would say go with your normal New Balance size here. And the last sneaker I'm going to talk about is unexpectedly from Adidas, and even more unexpectedly, it is a Samba. But it's not just any Samba, it's one of the newest versions of the Samba. It's the XLG. It's much more of like, I would say, a skating influence type of shoe. So you do have a much thicker midsole here than your regular Sambas, which, like I explained at the top of the video, is much better for winter conditions. And the upper itself is much more thicker. It has a much thicker leather. It's more of like a puffed up leather. So it's giving you a lot more insulation than a regular Samba would. It's actually more comfortable and fits a lot better than the regular Sambas. I am normally a half size up in the regular ones, but in these I go with my true size and they fit perfectly. And also all that padding you see on the shoe actually makes the shoe feel very comfortable on your feet. So if you thought Sambas weren't comfortable, give these a shot. They're also going to be just way better for the winter time. And that's it. Those are my top 10 sneakers for the winter time right now. Let me know in the comments, what are you guys wearing in the winter? And if you haven't already done so, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'm dropping content just like this every single week, and follow me on Instagram. That is where I am the most active, dropping content on there pretty much every day, and I respond to all of you guys who DM me. It's the best place to contact me, so make sure you follow me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and for supporting my content. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.